Okay, all right. No need to bring this up again.
But this is an emergency. If this doesn't work out, I'll ask my aunt for help.
You mean Miss Shenhe? No, please, don't drag anyone else into this. Otherwise, Traveler, you... well, what perfect timing you have. I fear this affair is a bit more complicated than that. Do you still remember the novel that I wrote under the pen name Xingqiu? I'm ashamed to admit this, but my handwriting is so messy that every time I send the editors a manuscript, they will send several letters in reply, asking me about this word or that sentence. Correspondence like that takes too much time, so the editorial department and I agreed that I should try to finish a few days early. After I finish, I submit it to the department and have an editor retranscribe the text for me. Then, it is handed over to the other editors to print and publish. Indeed, I also feel pretty bad about the whole thing. So I often send them snacks as a token of my gratitude. But then, I received a letter from them a few days ago. As it happens, that main editor has suddenly fallen ill, and now there's nobody else that can do the transcribing. Yes. Please don't make fun of me.
See? That was his first reaction, too.
No! Absolutely not! Stop bringing that up. Not at all. His writing is lovely. If anything, his talismans look better than my prose. Well...
I suggested that to him as well, and at first he agreed to let me transcribe his work. But before I could copy more than a few sections, Xingqiu suddenly grabbed me by the shoulder and began shaking me and telling me to stop. For a moment, I wondered if my penmanship was terrible or something. But he suddenly blurted,
Just transcribing is one thing. Why did you have to suddenly start reading it out loud as you wrote?
Well, because I think your writing is excellent. The narrative is interesting, and each character even has their own catchphrases. Catch poems? Anyway, I couldn't help but read it all aloud. Especially when the heroine named the Flying Fox took the antidote down the mountain. You wrote a poetic header for that too, didn't you? As I recall, it was... Clothes stained with wine and mortal sod. Unwelcome in sword realms, the world she trod.
Chongyun, please just stop.
That said, while the story itself is good, it's also quite complex. I found myself failing to understand a lot of the details. For example, why the drunken sage suddenly agreed to help, and how the 13 blades of the drunken sect that belonged to him were stolen. Right? Xingqiu writes amazing novels, but he's also penned quite a few excellent short stories besides, such as... Wait, why is your face so red, Xingqiu?
Please, you two, have mercy on me, I beg you. If you say any more, I fear my finger shall crush the hilt of my sword. I'd rather attend half a dozen social banquets than listen to people I know read my work back to me. A typewriter? I've heard of those. They're wondrous machines from Fontaine, yes? Truly? That is wonderful news! I look forward to being forever liberated from the tyranny of calligraphy. The ingenious inventions of Fontaine are truly something. I usually only ever hear of them from my brother, yet never had the chance to touch them myself. Wait, hold on. Doesn't my brother often go with our caravans to Fontaine? He must have heard of typewriters, surely. He knows my calligraphy is poor, and that I'm always writing, and yet... he has never once mentioned them to me. Forget it. Now's not the time to worry about things like that. In any case, no matter how marvelous such devices are, there's no way for me to borrow one right now. Well, at this point, that does seem like the only way. I was just joking before about incorporating your remarks into a novel. But as it turns out, you'll be the one committing mine to paper. Perhaps this was all predetermined. Yes, I suppose ours are intertwined indeed. I'll go back and organize the manuscript. Once I'm done, I'll invite you over so I can dictate the text to you.
Once you're done, would you mind showing it to me? I'm really quite curious about the flying fox.
Chongyun, please, spare me already.